What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the BS Show. We've had some jabbing and banter going back and forth between two great fighters for a few months now, and I know the first thing everyone's going to say is Henry Cejudo is retired. And for now, yes, Triple C, the king of cringe, he is absolutely retired. But I have a sneaky feeling that that's going to change in the near future. I have a feeling that he's just kind of waiting for a big-time fight to come to fruition before he's going to jump back in. And that big fight could very well be Alexander Volkanovski, our current featherweight champion. And then Henry Cejudo will officially make history and be the four-time champion. He would be our bantamweight champion, our flyweight champion, and if he could capture that belt, he would be our featherweight champion. And as we all know, back in 2008, he won that Olympic gold medal, and that would probably put him as at least the most decorated MMA fighter of all time. Within individuals' own perspectives and their own eyes, he might not be the best, but you could not argue. I don't believe we've ever had a champion in three different weight classes, and then you add that gold medal. What's that, quadruple C? So that would be amazing. So I have a feeling that this fight might be coming to fruition in the future. Henry Cejudo, I believe the guy's like 32 years old. He's way too young to be retired. He's on the top of the mountain. And Steven and I have talked many, many times about how every time this dude fights, he looks better, he looks stronger. Some aspect of his game it just gets better every single fight. And I feel like to retire right now, I understand he's at the pinnacle, he's at the top. He's, our champ with the gold medal. I understand where he's coming from. Maybe he's using it to get a more lucrative deal with the UFC. I understand it, but he's just far too young in the prime of his career to retire. So I think this fight could definitely bring him back. So Henry Cejudo, 16-2 in his MMA career. His notable wins are Dominic Cruz, who he just beat for the bantamweight belt. He beat Marlon Moraes, TJ Dillashaw, Demetrius Johnson, and Sergio Pettis. His only two losses coming very, very early in his career when he was fighting at flyweight. He lost to Joseph Benavidez and Demetrius Johnson. And the guy, I believe, is 32, 33 years old. And it's just, I hate to see somebody walk away at this point in their career, especially as successful as they're being. And then we got Alexander Volkanovski, who just busted on the UFC scene a few years back. He's 22-1. And some of his notable victories are against Max Holloway 2 times, which in my opinion is probably one of the best featherweights to ever do it, if not the best. Him and Jose Aldo were in that conversation. But he's also beat Jose Aldo, he's beaten Chad Mendez, and he's beaten Darren Elkins. His only loss in his MMA career is Corey Nelson, and that was in the Australian Fighting Championship back in 2013. So the dude hasn't lost in 7 years. He's trains with a great fight camp. He's got great training partners in Dan Hooker, and I believe Israel Adesanya trains in that same fight camp. So this dude's a beast. Alexander Volkanovski is a beast. He's a former rugby player, and this dude weighed over 200 pounds at one point. Look it up on YouTube or Google. You'll find it. But this would be an awesome fight. I mean, Henry Cejudo's great. Alexander Volkanovski's great. They're jabbing back and forth. They got that fun-loving personality between the two. So this fight has to happen, and I believe it will happen in the near future. But thank you for tuning in, guys. Let me know what you think of this fight. Do you think Henry Cejudo's biting a little more off than he can chew by moving up to the featherweight division? And how do you think this fight plays out? Take care.